My player two and I have over 30 active credit cards. And that's true of a lot of people who are quite advanced in the credit card points and miles world. However, some people don't want that level of complexity. They just want to have a single card that they can pull out of their wallet on every single purchase and feel like they're getting good value. So what if you could have a one card setup that would give you access to transfer partners so you could get really good value out of your points, but you don't have to have a lot of complexity. You don't have to manage or juggle a bunch of cards. You just have to focus on one. You only have to try to get back credits from one card. You only have to pay an annual fee if you're paying one on one card. What would be the best one card setup? So what I thought I'd do today is to share with you that if I had to strip down all my cards and go down to a one card setup, what are the different cards that I would consider? And so I'm going to go through, I've got 6 of them that I'm going to list, and I'm going to start at the one that I'd least consider to the one that I think is the best of the best and tell you why I think they would maybe work. Now, I don't plan to do this, and I think definitely you're going to get much more value if you have a multi-card setup. But if you were to just go down to one card, what would be the best one card setup? For me, this is the list. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's dive into it together. Now, if I were to consider a single card setup, I could only go down to one card. I think that number 6 on the list, the one I would least consider, but it might work, would be the Wells Fargo autograph card. Now, what I like about this card, it's no annual fee. The card has some really good 3x multipliers. Now, it's only 1x as a catch-all, which is not ideal, and is one of the reasons why it's not higher on the list. The other reason it's not super high on the list is because even though it's no annual fee, which is a great deal, it doesn't have the best transfer partners. Has pretty good hotel partners. And in fact, I would say it's arguable today that Wells Fargo has the best hotel transfer partners because of their rates to Wyndham and to Choice Hotels, rates of transfer. So it's good, but their hotel partners are far better overall than their airline partners. They just don't have that many. So that's why I would put the Wells Fargo autograph as the 6th choice on my list. Now, when it comes to number 5, we're going to move over to one of my favorite issuers who I think have some of the most valuable points in the credit card world, and that is Citi with the Citi Strata Premier Card. Now, the Strata Premier Card has a bunch of 3x categories, but its base earning rate on all catch-all is 1x, which is not ideal. It has a $95 annual fee. It has a little hotel credit. If you spend $500 through the portal, you can get back $100, but that's kind of somewhat irrelevant. It's worth that $95, especially if you were spending on this card all the time. You're going to rack up a lot of points and be able to use their great transfer partners, which include a lot of airlines, specifically American Airlines, which have very, very valuable points for domestic and for international travel. So that one would be the 5th one on my list. Still not as good as the ones I'm going to mention, but you would have a decent one card setup if you had the Citi Strata Premier. The next one on my list is a card that I haven't been overly fond of since they came out with their refresh last year. But if I look at it honestly and evaluate it, I think it would be a pretty good one card setup. It's not the best premium travel card, in my opinion, if you have other cards. But as far as if you're just using one, I think the Chase Sapphire Reserve could be a very, very good one card setup if you could only have one card, because it does have some pretty good elevated categories. You get 3x on dining. You get 4x directly with hotels. You get 4x directly with airlines. And through their portal, you get 8x on all those except dining, and you get it on flights. So that's pretty good right there. But of course, the downside is it doesn't really have an elevated, quote, general travel category, and it's only 1x on general spending. But you do get a pretty high-end card that gives you a lot of perks, gives you a whole lot of credits back. $795 a year is a lot, but if that's your only card and you're only having to focus on those credits and getting them back, I think it's a pretty strong card, and it would be the 4th one that I would consider if I had to go down to a single card for everything I spent on. Now, the third card on the list would be the classic, and this is what a lot of people use for their single card setup, and that is the Capital One Venture X card. It's 2x on everything. It's 10x through the portal on things like hotels and cars, and 5x through the portal on flights. But everywhere you're spending, it's just simple. You're getting 2x. 2x. Capital One has pretty good transfer partners. They don't have really any good domestic, but they have a lot of transfer partners. Not great with hotels, but pretty good with airlines. And so you'd have access to all of those. It's only $395 a year, and you get a $300 travel credit, and you get 10,000 anniversary miles. That's worth well more than your annual fee. So it's a good value card, and you're getting some lounge access. It's just, if I had one card in my setup, it would be really high on my list, and it's the third one that I'd choose. The second one that I'd choose might not seem like a good choice to some people because they think the Venture X is better. But the reason I choose this card is because it is a Citi card, and I think that Citi points are just far more valuable than Venture miles. And that is the Citi Strata Elite card. It's a $5.95 card. It gives you back some hotel credits and some credits for things like either Best Buy or American Airlines. They're pretty good credits. It also gives you some cool stuff like Black Lane, which is kind of a limousine service. You get some credits for that, and that's really neat. But its multipliers are interesting because through the Citi travel portal on things like hotels and cars, it's like 12x. I mean, and 6x on flights. But it's everyday categories. It gives you 3x on dining, and then on Friday, Saturday nights, on what they call Citi nights, you get 6x on dining, which is kind of a neat thing. But it also serves as a great catch-all card. 1.5x on everything you spend on, which is really rare for a high-end card. Now, is that as good as Venture's 2x on everything? No, but you are getting the dining category, and you're getting a little better through the portal, and you're getting Citi thank you points, which just, to me, being able to transfer to American are just better. So I would rather have 1.5x Citi than 2x Venture miles. That's just the way that I evaluate it, which leads me to the number one card on the list. I think there can't be any argument if you do the math. Now, you could argue about customer service, or you could argue about, are they going to be around, and all that stuff. But the Bilt Palladium card is just unbelievable as a single card setup because you get 2x as a base earning plus 4 Bilt dollars for every dollar that you spend, or Bilt cash, they call it. And when you can use that Bilt cash to do accelerator, that means you could buy up your earning rate to 3x for, I think you spend 200 Bilt cash and then you get 3x for $5,000 in spend, or you can use it to pay your mortgage and get points on your mortgage or your rent. It does give back some credits, some hotel credits and things. It's $4.95 a year, but man, you're basically having a card that can get you, if you play your cards right, 3x or more on everything you spend on. The Bilt Palladium card, to me, would be the absolute apex, the best of the best when it comes to a one card setup. Now, what do you think? Did I do a good list here? Did I miss a card or two that would be a good one card setup? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider my channel membership. It's $2.99 a month. You get a special video just for channel members every single week, and also early release videos. In addition to that, I have my Spreadsheet Warrior tier where you get live Zoom sessions once or twice a month with myself and other high-level credit card users. And so you can consider those. You can either hit the link below or hit the join button. Thanks for joining in today. I want to hear your comments down below. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you here next time.